Alright, so I'm mulching my gardens. I've done this in the past, but again, not consistently, but I'm trying to learn for a chance. So like, what I'm using is, it's the same stuff that we put in our chicken coop. It's pine shavings, but it's actually finer than the ones that we typically use in the coop. We use the big pieces for the coop. This is the finer cut ones. Now, I don't know if these are the best for mulching the garden. You know, matter of fact, I may have even read something that was suggesting something different for specific reasons. However, it's what I have. And one thing I try to do is I try not to let, like they say, perfect be the enemy of good. You know, and so that's why I'm going ahead and using what I have. But the whole reason why I do it is, so really way back, many years ago, my wife and I used to watch a lot of documentaries. We watched a documentary that's probably known to you if you're a gardener. It was called Back to Eden, and I can't quite remember the guy's name. It's like I have something in my head, but I don't want to mess it up. But anyway, the guy was talking about getting back to the Garden of Eden. Basically, all he was talking about doing is like really paying attention to how stuff is in nature, and then following that. And like in nature, you don't ever really see an area that's like bare too much, unless it's like a walking trail or something like that. Usually, areas are gonna be like covered with either vegetation, or there's gonna be like like some sort of cover of like straw, leaves, or something. You don't really see naked ground that much unless we're doing something with the dirt. Building something, walking on it a lot or something. And so he just kind of learned from that just kind of figured that that means that covering the ground is important. And so what I've learned from years of gardening, and of course I'm not trying to be here like I'm some sort of veteran, because even though I've done it many years, I haven't necessarily been the most successful, if I'm honest. I have seen how if you don't cover the dirt, then it kind of washes away. The dirt gets all sandy and everything, and I just figure, that can't be good. So anyhow, that's why I'm adding this stuff. And it also is another example of some, like organic material. When I say organic, I don't mean like USDA organic. I mean just like something that actually is natural, that will over time, turn into soil itself. It'll kind of be incorporated into the soil as it gets broken down. So anyway, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I got quite a bit to do, so I'll spare y'all. You don't have to watch me do all this stuff, at least not without like a time lapse or whatever. So here's one of my raised beds that I already mulched. I could probably add a little bit more, and I probably will later, but yeah, just kind of showing an example of what I did. Again, the goal is to reduce erosion more than anything, kind of preserve the soil, because when it rains a lot, you know, with the soil bare, it's just gonna like strip the all the nutrients and the whatever gives the soil like it's I don't know, just its hardiness. I don't really know what to say, but yeah. But when it rains on this stuff, then it's gonna hit there, and the water is going to seep down there into the through the mulch, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna stop there. I obviously have more to do, kind of in between the rows here and in between the plants, but at least I got started because I need to go run to the store. But anyway, um, yeah, this is all I'm doing, and I'm curious to know if you mulch around your garden, what you use, if you use this, what kind of experience you've had. But yeah, I know it's good for water retention. I know it's good just kind of preserve the consistency of the soil, conserve nutrients and everything. So that's why I do it.